Oh my god, I didn't even think this is BookNet Fest month. I picked too many books.
Do you want to take some out now?
Nah, I'll just disappoint myself later.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to do anyway, so. Hi, BookTube. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca.
And today, it's September, so we're going to talk about our TBRs. Would you like to go first, Mrs. Big Stacks?
Sure, Mrs. Smaller Stacks.
It's still a decent-sized stack. Wait, what am I supposed to say?
Nothing, I was just wiggling your boob. Wiggling your boob. So being able to physically see my TBR and my read books is really motivating, but also depressing a little bit. Because I have a lot more books to be read than otherwise. So I'm like, you know, I think I'm just going to take one from each shelf every month. Because it's hard to narrow down what you want to read. And the first one I'm going to read is The Watchmaker of Filigree Street. Would you say Filigree?
Filigree.
The Watchmaker of Filigree Street by Natasha Pulley. Isn't it really cute? I don't know what the plot of this book is because my friend Chloe, who lives in Italy, she read it and then one day was just like, hey, you should read this too. And I was like, alright, and then I bought it immediately. So I know this is supposed to be really cute and there's a male-male romance in it and it's just kind of charming and sweet and fun and I could totally always use that in my life. So
I always love a sweet romance.
I agree.
The first book I'm reading, Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. Mr. Vandermeer. I saw the movie and I loved it. It's by the guy who directed Ex Machina and I loved that. I have a lot of feelings about that and I also have a lot of feelings about Annihilation as a movie. So I'm really curious to see if some of these metaphors and the story that he took to portray certain feelings in the movie, if that was from the book. But it is very short. It's less than 200 pages and decent sized text. So I was like, I'll just read it. That's easy. Very interesting so far. More of a slim story than the movie so far.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's actually less to it than the movie, which I feel like you never see.
No.
But anyway, I'm very excited for that, and I've already started, so.
The next book I picked for my sci-fi shelves, and I hesitated immediately. I was like, the sci-fi shelf.
Oh no!
I picked Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. Yes.
I really want you to read this, because I just finished reading this a couple weeks ago.
And that's why I picked it up.
I really want to talk about it. I would not call it an easy read necessarily.
Okay, cool. Cool.
The story moves quickly, but it's confrontational. It's makes you think about stuff in not a fun way.
It's gonna make me think.
It will make you think just a little bit. It's post-apocalyptic. It's a lot about genetics and humans and society and what could potentially lead to mass sort of change of species or what is the next big thing that is going to happen to the earth.
Next I want to read Deathless by Catherine M. Valenti, or is it Valente?
Valente.
I feel like I've heard both. But that doesn't mean that people are saying it right.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, Valente. Catherine M. Valente. We'll just pretend I said it right the whole time. This book I got for a few reasons. One, Jocelyn loved it. I read Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine M. Valente recently, and I adored it. The cover really intrigued me for some reason. It's a lovely little drawing, but also oh, what's going on there? It's interesting, right? It was just unique. And then in the first sentence, it included the words Russian folklore and wicked witches.
Russian folklore very big right now.
Yeah. So I was into that, and I know it's a romance. It's a romantic book. So that's kind of what I know about this one. I'm so bad at knowing the books.
It looks almost from the front, I would have felt military.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know.
That's cool.
I'm excited. It's supposed to be good, and I want to read more of her books.
Next up, I'm going to read Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier.
Who's staring at us?
I know. Can we show real quick, Daphne?
I found this picture frame at a thrift store, and then Sarah suggested that I frame a classic author.
And we both love Rebecca.
Yeah, we do.
The novel and the person.
So we have this slightly creepy photo
of Daphne du Maurier. I read Rebecca and it was awesome. And this is the next one I wanted to read because it's a movie, so I thought if I read it, I could
watch the movie. Next book I grabbed is The Golem and the Genie by Helene Wecker. This is another. Why don't I know what the books are that I? Okay, so I know it's about a golem and a genie. It's just one of those books that I ended up finding at a thrift store, and I heard good things about it, and so I picked it up.
This next one that I'm going to read is called Cult X by Fuminori Nakamura. It's about a cult, and the reason I picked this up, I want to say that Matthew Sharappa the Rapper.
Man Crush Matthew Sharappa the Rapper.
Man Crush Matthew Sharappa the Rapper.
His full God-given name.
Was talking about this author, and I don't remember if it was this book or not, but I want to say that was where I first heard the name, and I saw this book while I was at the library, and the description really reminded me of this documentary that I just watched on Netflix. It was like a docuseries called Wild Wild Country.
Okay.
And it was about the Rajneeshi cult in Oregon. I find cult stuff fascinating. Like, it's dark and weird.
Me too.
Like, just people die. Wild Wild Country is like a 6-part series, so it's like 7 hours or something. It's not a small investment, but I did binge watch it. And I was watching it and I was just like, you know, this cult doesn't sound that bad.
That's the mark of a good cult.
That's like some good marketing. And eventually they were all like armed and creepy and whatever. But anyway, it was really interesting.
The cult got weird. Somehow.
Somehow the cult got a little weird. But anyway, this,
it looks huge.
It does.
At first I actually thought
like,
that is really cool. I love the cover a lot. Yeah. I thought it was a graphic novel at first.
It's not. It is like 500 pages. But the chapter numbers are very big. So that makes up for it.
It'll just blow right through that book.
Yeah. Anyway, it sounds like a guy whose girlfriend disappears, and it sounds like maybe she's joined a cult.
Is it nonfiction or is it fiction based off of the cult?
Oh, it's fiction.
Okay, okay.
Here we go. Inspired by the 1995 sarin gas terrorist attack on the Tokyo subway. And it's an exploration of what draws individuals into extremism. That was what drew me in, because, like, that's why I'm fascinated by that cult stuff. Because, like, it seems scary, or, like, really normal people suddenly find themselves doing really extreme stuff. And that's a scary psychological thought.
And so many people will sit there and say, like, oh, I would never, but...
Yeah, but those seem like really normal people who... Not that there's something weird there, but I really think it's deeper than that. I think it's about how you get drawn in. So that's why I liked the documentary, and that's why I'm kind of interested.
Let me know how that is.
I'll let you know if I actually read it. It is a library book, and I think that's going to be at least
that better be the first one.
Renew. One renew at least one to get through.
This is a one renewer.
This is maybe two if I'm really
renewers.
slow.
Next I'm hoping to read is Radio Silence by Alice Osman, which I've actually had this on a TBR in the past, and then I never got to it. All I know is that it's not like a romance between the two of them, like it's a friendship between the two of them, which really draws me in. And it's just, again, it's another book that I heard really wonderful things about, and then I found it, so I bought it, kind of thing.
So why not?
So why not? And I really think that I'm gonna like it. You know, when you have a book on your shelf and you're like, I know I'm gonna love this book, and you just haven't read it yet? Mm-hmm, yeah. I feel like that's one of them.
The last book that I've set out, which is another doozy, so watch me just fail miserably this September. I don't think I need to say what this is, right? Everyone knows what this is. This is like the talk of the town right now.
It's been, yeah.
I got this because, like, I was interested in it, and I'll be completely honest, I'm so very sick of this title structure.
We make fun of it all the time.
The something of something and something. It's been done, especially for YA, but it does actually sound like a really cool book.
I honestly, please read it. I really want to talk to you about it.
Okay, alright.
Without saying anything, Sarah hates any kind of spoiler. Don't even tell her if you like the book.
I don't even tell her if I fully know the stories.
Yeah,
and I'm
not gonna tell her a goddamn thing, but I really want to talk about it with you.
That's fine.
Because I feel like we are in line with a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you read Oryx and Crake, and I will read Children of
Blood and then we'll just maybe we'll have an Oryx and Crake, Children of Blood and Bone.
Yeah, that'll be...
Children of Oryx and Blood, Crane, Bone.
Crake.
Fuck! I'm not doing it again. Just pretend I got it right.
So, what's your last book?
Oh god, the last book is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent.
Sounds delightful.
It is probably not. I think this is Hannah Kent's first book. I read her book, The Good People. Oh yeah, The Good People. Really loved it, and I didn't expect to. This is about a girl on death row in Iceland, I think, is basically it. I found it at the dollar store before I had ever even heard of Hannah Kent. And I've since heard wonderful, wonderful things about it. This is probably a real bummer, but it's supposed to be very good. So, and it's been on my I've like owned it for a little while now.
It's time.
It's time. It's time. Yeah.
So that is September, and we'll be traveling like to Booknet Festival. We'll be like on the road for like a day and a half.
Yeah, and then
we'll be there
back
for a couple days, and then we'll be traveling again.
Yeah,
so
I have a wedding later in the month too.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna read all of these, but we could read a good one book.
Let us know what we should start with.
That's our September. Tell us what you're reading.
Cheers.
See you, BookTube.